How's it going, guys? So, had a comment of somebody asking me to make a video and give my opinions on the proposed pay changes to the Deliveroo riders, motorbike and cyclists. Of course, I can only speak on the perspective of a cyclist, and I'm not even aware if the proposed change would be the same as for Reading. So based on those assumptions that the 375 would be what they would change it to, I've done some calculations and I'm just going to give my opinion. So I'm not going to share the screen just because I don't know how, and I can just tell you roughly what's going on. So I'm not going to look at the camera for a second because I'm just going to read some sums. So in the last 2 weeks, because we're paid every 2 weeks, I worked 105.5 hours. So not including tips, just based on the hourly rate plus the £1 per delivery, I earned, let me see, I earned £862, which sounds quite a lot, but you need to remember that I did do 105.5 hours over 2 weeks, and it was pretty hard work. So I don't even think I could do that consistently every 2 weeks. I had to have a day off. My first day off was last Monday, and it was quite nice. So I've done some quick sums just based on different hourly rates. So based on £3.25 per hour, so compared to the £862, I would have earned £744.25. So what's that? 60. That's about £120 off. Based on 350, I would have earned £801.50. So that's 60 quid off. Based on 375, which is what they proposed in London for the motorcycle drivers. I don't know if that's a cyclist as well. I would have earned 558.75. So that's pretty close to the 862. It's only what's that? 2, 3, 4, less than £3 off. So that's probably why they've given that figure of 375, because it is very close. And £4, which is obviously preferred, 25p extra, is 916. So I would have earned 54 pound extra if it was £4, which probably isn't going to happen, but hey ho. So just to give you some other examples, lunch times, if it's a quiet shift, it can vary between, it could be as little as, I've done 3 orders in 2.5 hours. It's been that quiet before, but I've just given an average of 4 deliveries. So based on 4 deliveries with no tips, that's what, £15, 612, yeah, £15 for the hourly rate, plus £3 for oh no, 4, sorry, 4, so that's £19. 4 deliveries over 2.5 hours is £19. At the 325, it's £13. 350, it's £14. 375, it's £15. Now I ask you, would you work 2.5 hours for £15? I honestly probably wouldn't. So it's not perfect. It definitely isn't perfect. But let me come to the second aspect of this proposed deal. Something which is quite nice for me, and I don't think this is going to work for everyone, but I think it's going to be one of those trial and error things where you see what works for you and you can work out if it's viable. Because if anybody's interested in my opinion, I don't think this job is for everyone. For me, it works very well. If anyone's interested in my opinion on that, I'm happy to share it. But just for the purposes of this video, that's not important. The second aspect of the proposed change is to forget about the shift request process of working for Deliveroo. So basically every Tuesday the rota comes out at varying times, which can be somewhat frustrating, especially when you're working Tuesday evening, because I don't know if it works on first come first serve basis. I don't know what the logic is behind who gets shifts. And to be honest with you, I can't really complain because 8 times out of 10 I get what I want. So I'm not complaining about that too, although I don't think everybody does, but maybe it's based on your reputation if you proved yourself, which I would like to think I have. So I can't complain at all about getting shifts because I do get most of the shifts that I want. Most of the shifts that I want. But what they propose is to get rid of that completely and allow drivers to log on and log off whenever they feel like it, and work when they feel. Now, to be honest with you, I can't see this working for Deliveroo. I honestly can't, because if it's cold and it's raining at 9 o'clock on a Friday or Saturday night, everyone's going to go, yeah, money's great, but no thank you. At the moment, I suppose people can do that anyway. Now, personally, I like to do what I say I'm going to do. So if I say that I'm going to finish at 10, I will finish at 10 or 9:59, whatever. Now, when I say I think you need to work out if this will work for you, over a period of, say, a month, I personally, if this does come to Reading, intend to test certain times of the day, see when I can make money, if I can make enough money, and work out if it's still viable and I still enjoy it. I quite like the flexibility aspect, because I sign up for so many shifts, as you can see, 105.5 hours over the last 2 weeks. And sometimes when it gets to 9 o'clock or something like that, I get so hungry and so tired that it makes me miserable. And I'm sure everybody can see that. So I would probably finish early, unless I was having a good day. I would probably finish early, or I would take a break for an hour or 2 hours and get some food. It might have the reverse effect. If you're busy, I might choose to stay on and work even longer until it died off. But like I say, I mean, if it gets cold and it rains, like England typically does, I can't see that aspect working for Deliveroo, because definitely not a cyclist. Maybe the motorbike drivers don't care so much because they can keep warm. They've got like waterproof clothes and stuff. But the cyclists, I just can't imagine cyclists wanting to stay at the evening after 9 o'clock if it's raining and it's cold. They're just going to go, I like money, I do like money, but there must be easier ways to earn it if I don't have to be here. So I don't know, I guess it's a case of see what happens. But like I say, flexibility is what I like, so it could work. I'm prepared to see if it works. And I know a lot of people are scared. A lot of people rely on Deliveroo, but I mean, I've got a law degree, and we did a very large aspect on the difference between employees, that's my girlfriend, and contractors. It's a very large subject within employment law, and it can't just change overnight. I mean, I don't necessarily approve of it. I'm not saying if I do or I don't, but it's business, and you know what you're doing when you sign up for it. If you need security, if you need that, then I think that you're probably doing the wrong job. Are there other jobs for you to do? People could argue and say that it's difficult to find work, and I would agree. I think it is difficult to find work, but just saying this isn't good enough, so I'm going to demand that my current circumstances change by striking, I don't know. I'm not sure if that's how I would handle the situation, but that's just me. I don't criticize people from doing it. Everybody's responsible for their own actions. Everyone can take their own action that they see fit. If people striked in Reading, I wouldn't do it. If I didn't like it, I would either leave. I don't know. Anyway, I'm straying here. I'm straying very much. All I can say is I like the flexibility. I'm slightly worried that if it did come here, the flexibility might prevent me from doing as many hours, because I would go, I'm cold, I'm miserable. But I guess it's just a case of self-motivation, and that's the key to life. So it can't be good. It can't be a bad thing to have my self-motivation tested. But like I say, 375, it's very close. It's almost, it's pretty much there. it doesn't really make that much difference. If it's quiet, then yeah, it could plummet. The amount of money that they earn could plummet drastically. I don't really have an answer for that. But I'm prepared to find out. I know a lot of people aren't. A lot of people are scared, but it's business, I guess. If you don't like it, you can try and strike, but don't be surprised if you lose your source of income from it. Anyway, probably pissed off a few people with this video, but shit happens. How do we stop this?